members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us at this press conference. The purpose of the press conference is to present the MDC Alliance's report of the ad hoc committee set up to investigate the allegations made against the Bulawayo Province Chair, Ms. Tendai Masotcha, in connection with the abduction and torture of Mr. Tawanda Muchechiwa. So our press conference today is going to be led by the Secretary of the ad hoc committee, Mr. Jameson Timber. And so without further ado, I'm going to defer proceedings to him right away. Mr. Timber.
Thank you. As you might be aware, on the 30th of July in 2020, Tawanda Muchechiwa, a student at Midland State University, was abducted in broad daylight in Bulawayo. Tawanda Muchechiwa is a nephew to prominent journalist Tendai Masotcha. When he was abducted by state security agents, he was sitting in a white BMW car belonging to his uncle. He was also in the company of the MDC Alliance Bulawayo Provincial Chair Lady for the Women's Assembly, Tendai Masotcha. The abduction of Tawanda caused a stir in both the social and traditional media, and speculation was rife that he had been abducted as a bait to get to journalist Tendai Masotcha, who was also wanted by the police. Further social media speculation emerged linking Tendai Masotcha to the alleged abduction of Tawanda Muchechiwa. The MDC Alliance, after following due process requirements of our Constitution that govern disciplinary or investigative action against a National Council member, then established an ad hoc committee made up of Honorable Cecilia Chinanzwalana, our chairperson, myself, and Advocate Pool, to conduct an inquiry into the allegations against Tendai Masotcha. The committee has since completed its work, and the following are its summary findings, which the party had committed would make public. In conducting this inquiry, the following methodology was used. The committee examined all documents relevant to the case, including media reports, court records, print, audio, and video material. In addition, the committee engaged and interviewed all stakeholders, including the family and legal representatives of Tawanda Muchechiwa. Tendai Masotcha was also interviewed extensively, and other members of the party. The committee also considered written submissions from various stakeholders mentioned above, including Tendai Masotcha and the party at provincial level. Having done this, the following are the summary findings of the committee. 1. The committee established that other than comments made in social media, no specific complaint was made against Tendai Masotcha directly to the party, either at provincial or national level by the aggrieved parties, namely Tawanda Muchechiwa and or his family members. It was the committee's sense that in the absence of a complainant and in the normal conduct of business, the matter would have ended here. However, notwithstanding the fact that there was no formal complaint to the party against our member by the family of Tawanda or anyone for that matter, the party saw it prudent in the interest of transparency and accountability, and also to ensure that any accused person is given an opportunity to be heard. The party therefore resolved to investigate the matter anyway. As alluded to, Tendai Masotcha was also arrested at the same time with Tawanda. She informed the committee that after her release from police custody, she was also subsequently picked up and or abducted by other persons, and where she was then physically abused. The committee was unable to independently verify the abduction of Tendai Masotcha. It confirmed her arrest. The only unchallenged evidence before the committee was her sworn affidavit and a medical report indicating injuries sustained as a result of her abuse. A representative and relative of Tawanda interviewed by the committee indicated that they had no evidence to link the abduction of Tawanda to Tendai Masotcha. In their own words, they said everything is circumstantial. The committee reviewed an audio of a conversation between Tawanda Muchechiwa and an unnamed person who was working from the print shop close to where both of them were arrested. The unnamed gentleman indicated to Tawanda that some state agents have been aware of his movements, and in particular that he was getting his materials printed at that shop. The person in the print shop also stated that there are people who came to view whatever material that were being printed, and he said that he knew one of them was his friend and that he worked for the CIO. It appears therefore on the face of it that state agents had put Tawanda under surveillance over a long period of time and before he had even met with Tendai Masotcha. This evidence was also corroborated by the written submissions of Tendai Masotcha. It is the sense of the committee, based on the evidence before it and on a balance of probability, that Tendai Masotcha, Tawanda Muchechiwa, and Mduduzi Matutu were victims of a well-orchestrated, state-sponsored intelligence operation designed to thwart the 31st July protests by scaring off citizens from peacefully expressing themselves. Having considered the evidence before it, the committee then made a determination. After considering this evidence, the committee concludes that there is no conclusive evidence to link Tendai Masotcha to the abduction of Tawanda Muchechiwa. There is no smoking gun. Having completed our determination, the committee noted that it is common cause that Tawanda was abducted by agents of the state. The evidence of his abduction was captured on video. Impala car rentals is the evidence of those who hired the vehicles that carried out the abduction. Tawanda's release was only forced on the abductors by a court order. It is also common cause that Mduduzi Matutu, a respected and senior journalist, was wrongfully hunted and haunted like a common criminal. His only crime was practicing his trade. The state must live up to its obligations as set out in Section 219 of the Constitution and investigate and bring to book Tawanda Muchechiwa's abductors and tormentors. We also demand justice for Joanna Mamomi, Nesai Maroa, and Cecilia Chimbiri. We demand justice for Tatenda Mombearara. We continue to demand that the state bring back Itai Mtamara. We further demand an investigation into the extrajudicial killings of Mazwin Love and Lavenda Chiwaya. The state must stop abusing the rights of citizens, including journalists, lawyers, and critics of the system. We demand the release of Wopolo Chung'ono. The MDC Alliance remains committed to the fight for freedoms, constitutionalism, and the security of persons. I thank you.
Right, members of the press, I'm going to open up the floor to a few questions. If you